Hey guys, TapDawg here. Today I'm going to be talking about the two packs that have been re-released to the game. That's the Zoom Zoom pack and the Tiny pack. But before I do, I'm just going to let you guys know this video might be a little bit longer than some of my other pack review videos, and that's because, frankly, both of these packs have a lot to offer. A lot of good cards, a lot of cards that can be used. So I'm going to have to talk about a couple more cards than I normally do, and so because of that, it's going to be just a little bit longer. So I apologize, but I wanted to give you that little TLDR right now of either of these packs have some good options and good choices for you, but I'll go into the details now. Alright, so first we're going to start with the Zoom Zoom pack. A little bit of history on this pack. Mr. Anderson is the person who actually came up with the gold combo card for this pack, and I think he made a really great idea and a really great card. We'll kind of go through it and I'll go from there. But the first card that goes with the Zoom Zoom pack is going to be the gold combo card, and that is Vehicle. Vehicle has 17 attack, 16 defense when it's leveled up. And it's just shy of that 100 combo mark. It has 92 combos. 4 of them are bronze, 1 is silver, 32 gold, and 55 diamond. Now, even though Mr. Anderson made this card, it's not a 5 out of 5 because he didn't have a choice in terms of what the combos would be. But he ranks this a 3 out of 5, and I think I've got to agree with him. It's kind of a middle-of-the-road card, probably a 6, 6.5. But let's look at the combos, and I'll kind of show you guys why that is the case. And as we go down here, again, the highest card total you're going to see for a gold combo card is going to be a 66, and that's the case here as well. There's just one card that makes that 66, and it's a defensive card, which is Slay. So it has 28 attack, 38 defense, so that's not very useful. But there are a handful of these 65s which are very useful, including Meteor, which is one of my favorite ones. And I just love that combo. Life Vehicle is a Meteor, because, you know, a meteor crashes to Earth, and that's how life was formed, or that's one of the many theories on where life originated. So that's kind of a fun one, the Life Vehicle. But there's quite a few of them here, and you can see the 65s and 64s. I like this card because quite a few of the attacks, besides that top level one, are these high attacks and still high defenses. As you can see, as we keep going down, quite a few of them in the 62s and 61s as well, and 60. And then once you get past 57, Horse is kind of an interesting one. Horse, Vehicle, Knight plus Vehicle makes Horse, which is kind of a lower quality combo. So that is an Onyx combo, but it's kind of one of the lower quality ones, just like Fire. With most of its combos, it makes Ash. This is that low quality combo, Horse, where it's not that great. But then you jump down, you get into the other diamond combos, which are just your normal combos, and they all start at 55, and you'll see there's quite a few of these 55s and 54s. There's some good 53s there too, and 51s, 50s, and then once you get to about 50s, when you drop off into the rares, and that's kind of the lower quality combos. So there are a large amount of these lower quality combos, including regular Knight making Horse, which is just a 13-14. So that's kind of why, even though this has 92 combos and it has a large amount of good combos, it has about a quarter of its combos are not good, not usable. So that's why it's kind of in a middle-of-the-road pack situation. I do know we added probably about 10 additional combos to this, so it might bump it up to a 7, but not much more than that. But Vehicle is a good middle-of-the-road card to add to your deck. Has quite a few awesome combos, and we're going to see a couple when we get to the final forms here. But one of my favorites that's not going to be included in today's list is the Batmobile. So that's a fun-looking card. It looks really awesome. I'll put a picture of it here just so you guys can see it. But unfortunately, it's not a good final form card. Anywho, let's continue on. Let's talk about the Onyx card that's in this pack, and that's going to be Demon. Demon has 24 attack, 21 defense, and it has 104 combos in total. 1 bronze, 5 silver, 59 gold, 39 diamond. Now I can actually say this part because Mr. Anderson came out with his Onyx review video. So when he reviewed this, he gave it a 3.5 out of 5. And I gotta say I'm a little bit lower than that. I'd probably give this a well, a 6 out of 10. So just slightly different. He has a 7 out of 10. I think it's a 6 out of 10. And my biggest reason why is when you look at the combos here, because this was originally a bronze combo card, a lot of the combos that it makes aren't as necessarily a high of a combo than some of the other Onyx cards. So either way, it's a middle of the road combo card. Could be useful in your deck, otherwise it's just so-so. But let's look at that. So the top combo it has is actually one of the higher end 71s, which is Sugar Demon, and I really like this one because it's got 41 attack and 30 defense, so you're going to do a ton of damage, and you probably won't take too much in return. You'll also see another one I really like is Mosquito. I use that one often. I do have Demon Onyx in my Arena deck, and I have Insect Onyx in my Arena deck, so the two of those together make Mosquito, which has 41 attack, 27 defense, which it's not its highest attack, but it is one of those higher stat totals with 68 total. But you can see them here. There's a 71, then it drops down to the 69s and 68s. There's some 67s here too, and 66s. So there are quite a few of these higher end combos. Keep going down, you get to the 65s, a large amount of 65s there, as you can see, and then 64s too. And then you kind of have your drop off between 65 and 64 where you no longer have the Onyx cards, but there are a couple in the 64s there as well, as you can see. Then you get down to 63s, 62s, and the 61s. And then your lowest ones are usually 55, but you see there's quite a few 60s, and then there's a drop off to 56, which is when Holy Water makes fire, which is not a good one. But I'd say anything below 62 would not be good. So there's not too many of these bad combos here, but quite a few of them aren't just great. It's kind of, like I said, a middle of the road card. So that's why I give it a 6. Mr. Anderson gives it a 3.5 or a 7 out of 10. So pretty close between the two of us. It's a middle of the road, just like Vehicle is. But let's look at those final form cards and see if there's any that are useful. And in fact, like I said, there's going to be quite a few. There's 4 that are useful from this pack, and I'll explain how they're useful. But the first one is going to be Burgermobile, which has 31 attack and 24 defense when it's leveled up. And this is a critical strike card, so this is a good entry-level critical strike. It definitely doesn't have that high of an attack for a critical strike, but it does have a pretty decent defense. So it doesn't make my top 10 list of critical strikes, and I'll be putting that video out sometime next week. But with that being said, it does have a decent overall combo score when you combine double the attack and add the defense. Excuse me. Lost my voice there for a second. So the critical strike here, like I said, is a good entry-level one. Could be useful in your arena if you don't have one yet. Definitely could add it to your heroics. Next up is going to be the Trapper 1, which is 34 attack, 22 defense. I'm a big fan of the original Ghostbuster movies and series, so I always am excited to see the Eco one or the Ecto one. Oh gosh, I said Eco. Ecto one, and to see an homage to that's wonderful. But this card is a curse card, has 34 attack and 22 defense, so it's a pretty decent high attack range for a curse card. I definitely think this would be a good one to add to your heroics. Put it in there, leave it unfused, and it's just a good damage to your opponent. Next up is the Clown Car, which has 33 attack, 24 defense, and it's a crushing blow. Some people might actually fuse this and add it to their arena. I would probably just leave it leveled up to level 5 and put it in your heroics. It's a decent damage dealer, and it has a really nice defense level as well, even though it has a good attack too. Alright, and then finally, the last card from this pack that's useful is going to be Demonic Bike. It has 33 attack and 22 defense, and it's a critical strike card. This one has a high enough attack that it could be useful in your arena, but the defense is a little bit low, so I would say put this in there if you don't already have a higher attacking critical strike card, because 33 will get you a pretty good score with the 66 that it doubles into. So this didn't make my top 10 list either, but it's still a decent one to add to your arena if you don't have it yet. You don't have any critical strikes yet, I should say. Alright, and that pretty much sums it up. Nothing that really stands out like a must get, but this overall is a great pack. Has a lot of cards that could be useful to you and your arena and your heroics deck. So definitely nothing to be bad or say no, you shouldn't get this, but nothing to say you need to buy it either. So it's just kind of a middle of the road pack. But let's look at the other pack, see if there's anything here that could be useful or redeemable or something that you must get. And this is the tiny pack. I love this pack. I just think the artwork on it's really cool. And so let's talk about the first card in this pack, the combo card, and that's going to be Miniature. Miniature is 15 attack, 21 defense combo card. It has 106 combos. 0 are bronze, 2 are silver, 51 are gold, and 53 are diamond. When Mr. Andersam ranked this, he gave it a 3.5 out of 5, and I think I'd agree with him. This is probably a 7, maybe a 7.5 card. It does have a lot of combos, which I like, but as we look at the combos, you're going to see some of them aren't really useful or practical, and so that's kind of why I rank it at about a 7 or a 7.5. Slightly better than Vehicle because it does have more combos, but when we look at those combos, there's some good ones, but not overall great ones. So we'll look at the combos now for Miniature. And as you can see here, there are 3 or 4 combos that give you the 66 total. 3 of them give you 36-30, 1 gives you 30-36. And so Miniature with Angel, Demon, and Holy Water Onyx cards give you Conscious, which is the 36-30 I was talking about. Again, 66 total score is the highest you're going to see for any combo card. Then you have a handful of the 65s here. Some of them are decent and good. The last one there, Nano Power, is more of a defensive focused one. And you'll see there, for every couple of these, there'll be a handful that are defense focused. There's some 64s here and 63s as well. Keep going down, you'll get to the 62s. You'll see there's quite a few of these 62s that are defense focused, like Blue Folk and Bumblebee Bat. Then you've got 61 and 60, and then you have your drop off from all your Onyx cards down to 55. And as you keep going down, you have 55s and 54s. In the 54s, you'll see there's a handful of kind of just equal cards. And then 53s, you have a lot of the glass cannons, 52s and 51s. And about 50 is about your cutoff point of where you have good, decent cards. Then you get into things like Fickle 8-Ball, which has 33 attack, 17 defense, which might be just too much of a glass cannon. And then you have your 49s, 48s, 47, 46s, and all the way down to 35, you can see there. So anything below that 50 mark, which looks like that's about 53 of the combos, are not really useful or practical, so that kind of cuts off a lot of those combos. So granted, there's more than 106 combos because you have your Onyx count double, but even with that being said, you have a good sizable chunk, maybe about 30% of the cards aren't usable, which kind of makes it even with Vehicle, but because it has so many combos, it's a little bit more flexible. So that's why I rank it just slightly higher than Vehicle. Hope that helps explain that. Still a pretty good entry-level card. This is one that might be in your arena. Vehicle probably wouldn't be in your arena unless you have the perfect combo set, which Mr. Andersam's guide will show you. But Miniature is a little bit more flexible, and it could go in your arena more often. It's not in mine. It used to be, but it's not currently. And then the Onyx card that comes with this pack is going to be Rainbow. Rainbow has 24 attack, 21 defense, just like Demon did. But it has less combos. There's only 85 combos. 0 are bronze, 8 are silver, 50 are gold, 27 are diamond. Mr. Andersam ranked this Onyx combo card a 3.5 out of 5. And I'd say I'd also rank this around there, maybe a little bit lower, 6 out of 10, maybe a 6.5. It's similar to Demon, where it has some good combos, but because it has so few combos, I would rank it lower than Demon. They're almost neck and neck though, but Demon gets the pass because of the amount of combos it has. So why, even though it has 85 combos, is it ranked in the middle of the road? Because usually 85 combos is lower quality, and that's because of the combos that it makes. So let's take a look at those combos now. As you remember, usually 70-71 is the highest you're going to see for a card, and it has 2 of the 70 total stats. One of those is with Spirit Onyx, which makes the Chomp Dude Spirits, which is 40 attack, 30 defense. I have a couple combos that make this in my deck, and I love making that combo. It's great. Also, with Space Onyx, it makes the Pastry Cat, which is 37 attack, 33 defense. I like this one too. Usually, I'll use an attack like that, a 37-33, when my opponent's doing their final form turn, and it helps mitigate some of that damage they do to me. But we'll keep going down. You'll see there's quite a few other combos here in the 69s, and most of them are either equal or attack focused. There are a couple defense ones like Gummy Bear that you'll see occasionally, but Rainbow is a really good attack focused card. So we keep going down. You got some 68s and 67s here. There's also some 66s, which make Laser. Laser's got 41 attack, 25 defense, so it's even better than Meteor by 1 extra combo point there. And keep going down, you've got Firework, which is another great glass cannon at 39-27, and there's some 38-28s there too with the Chomp Dude Spirits. So you keep going down, and about 66-65 is usually where you see your cutoff of your Onyx combos, and then you get into your Diamond cards. So you've got some 65s here, and some 64s, also some 63s and 62s, and 61s, and then just 60s where it ends. That's the lowest you're going to see. And if you look at these 60s, these are still really good cards. 38-22s and 34-26s. They might be considered glass cannons, but in the heroics, you're going to probably not take any damage, and you're going to do a significant amount of damage to your opponent. So that's why this is ranked as high as it is. It's even though it only has 85 combos, the combos it makes are all, for the most part, really good to use. There's probably about 10% that can't be used. So that's kind of why it's in that middle of the road pack. If it had more combos, which it will pretty soon, I'd definitely rank this higher, maybe a 7.5 or an 8, because it is a pretty decent Onyx combo card. Alright, but let's get into the final forms for this pack. Like I said, I love this pack. It's got some great artwork, and it's also got some great cards. In fact, it has 6 cards that could be useful in your arena and your heroics. There's only one, I think, of the final form cards that just is not useful at all. And let's start with my personal favorite of this pack, and that's going to be Mini Clone. It has 33 attack, 24 defense, and it's a Crushing Blow card. I love this card because, you know, it's Rick and Morty. I was going to try to do a Rick and Morty voice, but you have to get really gravelly like this, and it's really hard to do, and then you got to burp, and, you know, things like that. It's just not, it's not useful. You shouldn't do a Rick voice. It hurts your voice. But I think it's great, especially with Tiny Rick there, well, or Mini Clone. But this is a card that could be useful in your heroics with its 33 attack, 24 defense. That's a nice big defense and a really good attack. It's the same as the Clown card that we mentioned in the previous pack. They both have the same stats. So this would be one you level up to 5, and you just throw it in your heroics as a damage turn. Next you have the Pygmy Jerboa, which has 32 attack, 23 defense. It's a critical strike card, and this is a good entry-level critical strike card. Definitely could use 1 extra attack, but we'll talk about the other one in a second that has 1 extra attack on it. So this is not a didn't make my top 10 list, but it is a good entry-level critical strike. I wish it had 1 extra attack. With that being said, though, Micro Raptor, which has 33 attack, 23 defense, does have that extra attack that I think this was ranked number 10 in my list. You guys will see it when the video comes out. So it's definitely of all the critical strikes on the better side, but again, it is still an entry level one because the attack and defense aren't as high as I'd like to see for it to be a top. Well, it is in the top 10, but a top 10 type of card, if you know what I mean. So this could be good in heroics or arena, whereas Pygmy Jerboa is just an entry level for your arena, but probably would be useful more in your heroics. Then we get to 2 absorb cards. First is going to be Bonsai, which if you've watched my top 10 absorb cards list, I think this was number 10 on the list. and that has 31 attack, 25 defense. I like how high the defense is. You probably won't have any damage done to you when you use this in your heroics, but the attack is a little bit lacking, so it's a little bit of a trade-off there, but it is useful and it has its practical sides. But the other combo, or the next final form, is much better and much more useful here for your heroics. That's going to be the Flapjack Octopus. And that has 34 attack, 19 defense, and it is an absorb card. I have this in my heroics, and let me tell you, it saved me countless times when I've been playing and I'm almost out of health. I am able to use this, and it gives me an extra 20 health or something like that. So definitely a good absorb card. I think it's number 3 on the list. I can't remember exactly, but it's definitely up there on terms of being a great absorb card. Definitely good for heroics. And then finally, last card, also good for heroics, is going to be White Dwarf. 34 attack, 20 defense, crushing blow. It's not as good as the mini clone because of the amount of defense it has, but it does have the extra attack piece, so it is a higher attacking one, and typically 20 defense is going to be enough to block most of the attacks in heroics, so this is definitely a good one to just level up to 5, don't fuse it, and just put it in your heroics deck for an extra damage turn. Alright, and I think that's about, that's going to do it. Again, both of these packs have some decent combo cards, nothing to say you must buy them, but if you do end up getting them, they're going to be useful for sure in your heroics and maybe in your arena, depending on your deck and what cards you have. I think of all 4 of those, Rainbow Onyx is probably the best, and Miniature's right with it. The 2 of those go kind of neck and neck. So if you're trying to decide between these 2 packs, the Miniature pack is probably going to win over, because both of those combo cards are just slightly better than the other counterparts, and then it also has more options for Final Form cards that you can use and are useful. Microraptor is probably the only card that I can see really being used in a arena deck. All the other cards that I've talked about are probably mostly heroics. You could make some cases for some of those Critic Crikes to be in your arena as well, but the majority of these are heroics deck cards. Alright, so I apologize for the longer time for this, but like I said, there was a lot of cards we had to get through. There was also no new combos added yet. Chin did say they should be getting those in sometime in June, so probably if it wasn't in this, it'll probably be at the end of June or beginning of July is when we'll start to see those combos added into game. And I can't wait. I think once we get those combos, Mr. A and I will both re-go through all of the gold combo and all the Onyx combo cards and give you new scores for them. Alright, I think that's all the time we have for today. Thank you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.